Please stand for the presentation of the colors by the APU ROTC Color Guard and remain standing for the national anthem performed by APU's Wind Ensemble. Veterans Day is an American holiday that falls on November 11th every year, honoring the end of World War I on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. The special day commemorates war veterans who have served or who are currently serving in the United States Armed Forces. Today, at Azusa Pacific University, this luncheon and performance allows us the opportunity to participate in honoring our veterans. And we also want to include the military-connected family members, spouses, dependents, because we know that whoever the service member is, when they're out performing their duties, they're thinking about home a lot. And when the home life is somewhat stabilized, they can perform better out in the field. So that's just that's something that we really have to honor and just maintain. We have joining us as guests today, Sandra Lopez, District Representative from the Office of Susan Rubio. Martin Calderon, District Representative, Assemblymember Lisa Calderon. Ryan Serrano, Field Deputy, Supervisor Hilda Solis. Jada Tarvin Abu Bakar, Social Work Intern from the Office of Senator Susan Rubio. Yolanda Rodriguez Pena, Board Member, Azusa Unified School District. We have Stephen and Mercedes Castro. Stephen is the CEO of the Azusa Chamber of Commerce, among other things. We have Ray and Frank Kearney from the Azusa Rotary Club. Dennis Beckwith, City of Azusa Councilman and Glendora Rotary Club. I think Dennis had to run off to another event at the City Hall. And we have the Champion Family Foundation with board members Dorothy Carmadella and her husband John. And unfortunately, Chris and Retha Champion couldn't be here today. And we have Jean Adair. Okay, at this time, I'd like to call up Dorothy to come to the stage because they are presenting the Office of Military and Veteran Service with a donation, and I just want her to know that we are so appreciative of the gift, and we wanted to do it so everyone can acknowledge the fact that the Champion Foundation has done this for us. Thank you. You want to say a couple words?
Well, on behalf of the Champion Family Foundation, I just want to thank Everett for inviting us to this event, and that's about it. Wasn't expecting to say anything, so surprise.
Right. Thank you. Our guest speakers range from active duty, retired, and reserve veterans who share their thoughts on the day, who will share their thoughts on the day and some of their experiences. After that, and before lunch, a special reading of the POW MIA table will be rendered by First Lieutenant Austin Lennox, United States Marine Corps Recruiting Station. A special thank you goes out to LaShawn Epperson, Assistant Professor, School of Business and Management, for her work and the work of her students, for the table settings and the decorations. Please give a round of applause to APU's very own Associate Professor and Director of Music Education, Conductor of the Wind Ensemble, Dr. John Burnett, and they are going to perform America the Beautiful. But first, let me acknowledge some other guests, and we're delighted to have our members of our university administration present with us today. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we are just examples of the hard work that you do behind the scenes, and we really appreciate having this opportunity to present ourselves in this manner, and we want that to continue. So you definitely have our support here. And we're especially grateful to have our interim president with us, Dr. Andrew Barton. He will share a special gathering after the rendering of America the Beautiful. That was great. On cue, we have President Dr. Andrew Barton.
Thank you, Dr. Burdett and the APU Wind Ensemble. Now that I'm in my first week as interim president, I think I might have you maybe precede me in other meetings, because that's just, that's really cool. So if you can find some time, that would be excellent. It also took me back to my citizenship, US citizenship ceremony in 2008. I still remember after making the oath, they did an amazing, as you can imagine, stirring video for those of us gathered in the LA Convention Center to that song. So that was beautiful. So, well, thank you for being here, and welcome to Azusa Pacific. I know for many of you it's not your first time, maybe for some of you it is, but I'm told this is the 20th time we've gathered on this Veterans Day. It's a special day for me because, as I said, I'm a dual citizen, so I have thanks to give to those of you in the room that have served to protect and serve me as a citizen of this country, and I also think of half of my life that I spent in another country where there were women and men serving for me there. So I grew up knowing this day as Remembrance Day. So Remembrance Day and Veterans Day, it is a day to honor and to remember. And so I'm thankful, as was said earlier, for those of you that have served, those of you that are serving, and those of you that love somebody who served and are serving. So thank you very much. We're grateful for you being here. And Everett, I'm grateful for the work of the Office of Military Veterans. We have, what you told me this morning, 317 military-connected students at APU. We got almost 150 in our graduate programs, and about 165 or so in our undergraduate programs. So 320 students at APU is a significant number, and we count it as a privilege to serve our military-connected students. And I know some of you are in here. I got to talk to some of you in the ROTC program, so we look forward to continuing serving you too. Can I just brag a little bit? Just do an APU brag. So under Everett Brooks' leadership, APU was recently awarded a 3-year, $445,000 grant by the Department of Education to improve, yes, you can give him a applause. I think we already do a standout job, but we got $450,000 to extend that so we can look after the holistic, provide holistic services for our military-connected students, academic and social and physical and financial, and we're grateful for that grant over the next 3 years. So we're looking forward to doing that work even better and even stronger. So I want you to hear from me. You are welcome here. And we count it as a privilege, and we're proud to serve our military-connected students, and we're grateful for you being here. So thank you. Everett.
Well, on that wonderful day of October 4th or 5th, I got an email forwarded to me from Dr. Heather Petridis, giving us the opportunity to apply for that grant. And my first thought was like, there's no way, we got way too much stuff already going on. And then, I just started looking into it, and I said, you know what, let me give it a shot, and give it a shot and see what happens. And lo and behold, it got selected, but it was a culmination of work that was done for a few years back, that was archived, and it had the opportunity to be presented in a way that they accepted it. So Dr. Heather Petridis, I remember that email that day, and I was like, no way, there's no way I can do this. She offered other people to help, but the way the grant read, it was services, and I believe that was something that, I needed to be in charge of. I did get input from a lot of people, thank you very much, but I just want everybody to know she had something to do with that. Also, I wanted to welcome our friends from La Puente High School, Army JROTC program representing Hacienda La Puente Unified School District. Now we're going to follow the program as it is laid out on the left side of the inside of the booklet. The speakers are going to be in order, and I think first we have up Colonel Rick Givens, and we'll let him take the mic.
Okay, so I was reminded I have 5 minutes. You ever had a preacher talk for 5 minutes before? Maybe 7. We'll see. We'll see. I serve here at Azusa Pacific as chaplain for graduate and professional students. I just recently deployed, returned from deployment in Qatar, or some people call it Camp Cupcake. It is no longer Camp Cupcake. My second time there, served with an amazing group of men and women on the chapel team. And I know many of you have probably traversed through there if you've deployed, and if cadets, you will go through there. That is the hub. And I had a lot of different things in my mind. Do I want to go down that messy road and talk about deployment? And I'm not going to go there. I could talk about, there's a lot of stuff. I've been doing this for 31 years, serving here at Azusa. We started this gathering 20 years ago on the alumni patio and had 50 plus gather that first time with Brigadier General Webb came and spoke, and it's just been this amazing history for being a part of this place. So to APU, I say thank you for supporting me as a reservist, for supporting our military families here. We are military friendly, that's the word we use, university. A friend of mine sent me this today, and I thought I'm going to read this. It's about how do you know you're a veteran? So if you are, you'll get it. If you aren't, just hold on. To understand a military veteran, you must know. We left home as teenagers or in our early 20s for an unknown adventure. We loved our country enough to defend it and protect it with our own lives. We said goodbye to friends and family and everything we knew. We learned the basics, and then we scattered in the wind to the far corners of the earth. We found new friends and new family. We became brothers and sisters, regardless of color, race, or creed. We had plenty of good times and plenty of bad times. We didn't get enough sleep. We smoked and or drank too much. We picked up both good habits and bad habits. We worked hard and played harder. We didn't earn a great wage. We experienced the happiness of mail call. Now it used to be Skype, and now it's WhatsApp, but that works. And the sadness of missing important events. We didn't know when or even if we were ever going to see home again. We grew up fast, and yet somehow we never grew up at all. We fought for our freedom as well as the freedom of others. Some of us saw actual combat. Some of us didn't. Some of us saw the world. They promised us that, by the way. You'll see the world. Thanks, recruiters. Thanks, recruiters. Yeah. Some of us saw the world, and some of us didn't. Some of us dealt with physical warfare. Most of us dealt with psychological warfare. We have seen and experienced and dealt with things that we can't fully describe or explain, as not all of our sacrifices were physical. We participated in time-honored ceremonies and rituals with each other, strengthening our bonds and camaraderie. We counted on each other to get our job done and sometimes to survive it all. We have dealt with victory and tragedy. We have celebrated and mourned. We lost a few along the way. When our adventure was over, some of us went back home, some of us started somewhere else, some of us never came home. We have told amazing and hilarious stories, mostly true, of our exploits and adventures. We share an unspoken bond with each other that most people don't experience and few can understand. We speak highly of our own branch of service and poke fun at all the other branches. We know, however, that if needed, we will be there for our brothers and sisters and stand together as one in a heartbeat. It's no monetary value, but at the same time, it's a priceless gift. People see a veteran and they say thank them for the service. Thank you for their service. When we see each other, we give the little upwards nod. That's about all it takes, right? Or a slight smile, knowing that we have shared and experienced things that most people have not. The writer goes on and says, so for myself to the rest of the veterans out there, I commend you, I thank you for all that you have done and sacrificed for your country. Try to remember the good times, make peace with the bad times, share your stories, but most importantly, stand tall and proud, for you have earned the right to be called a veteran. So I am one. Someone today in the hallway said, hey, are you a veteran? I'm wearing this. I'm like, from day one, when we did this, you became a veteran. For junior ROTC and Army ROTC cadets that are here, the time is coming for you. Here's my word, probably for you. How am I doing on time? I got about 20 left? Okay. Find a mentor. Find someone to speak into your life. As an officer speaking into an enlisted or a senior enlisted speaking, you find a mentor. I think of Chaplain Ken Townsend, who hired me at March back in 2001. Been there for a long time, but I left and then came back, and Ken Townsend was the mentor that I needed. And then Chaplain Steve O'Brien, whose daughters both came here. He misses me today, thanking me for serving together. And then the time will come when you will then need someone to watch your six, like today and tomorrow. Find those men and women who will watch your six. Right before I deployed, we made sure everything was in order at home. You do this before you go, from power of attorney and all that stuff, but you make sure the cars are in line and the oil's changed, and guess what happened while I was gone in my 6.5 months? The air conditioner went out, the water heater went out, my car was hit twice. My wife decided to drive my car while I was gone, and both times parked. USAA is our friend, by the way. She had to put our family dog down 2 weeks before I got home. She's my hero. She's the one that stood in the gap while I was, working long hours and serving some amazing men and women and hearing a lot of hard stuff that people are going through. So the mentor, the person who's got my back is definitely my wife and others in this room. And then to find someone to speak into. I'm about wrapping this gig up. I've been doing this for 31 years. And I've men and women on our team at March and even here, Mo's one of our team here. Hopefully be able to speak into and say, man, you've got this. I'm going to throw the baton at you. I'm going to drop the mic and go, it's yours now. So for the young men and women who are getting ready to step into this, find a mentor, be a friend to one another in the foxholes of life, in the stuff that you're going to learn in the life ahead, and then begin to speak into other people's lives. Today I remember my dad, who's 90. He's a post-Korean War. Every year I call him and say, Dad, I've still got your mess kit. And I thank him. And he's probably calling me. He says, that was a long time ago. I'm like, no, Dad. Thanks for your service. And then I'll close. I know you're standing on the stage, aren't you? Get off the stage. This is a thank you. I had a student probably about 10 years ago, hand me a Bible. I'm like, I'm a chaplain. I don't need a Bible. I was sharing about what I do, and she said, no, I want you to have this. Army issued Bible. Ready? In the front, March 6, 1941, to the members of the Army. This is before the Air Force, so I have to say it that way. To members of the Army. As Commander-in-Chief, I take pleasure in commending the reading of the Bible to all who serve in the armed forces of the United States. Throughout the centuries, men of many faiths and diverse origins have found in the sacred book words of wisdom, counsel, and inspiration. It is a fountain of strength and now, as always, an aid in attaining the highest aspirations of the human soul. Signed, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I don't think he signed this one specifically, but it's stamped in there. All right, you can, Here's the cool thing for Chaplain Mo, myself, other chaplains, the privilege that we have, and that is this. Do you know your chaplain? In the back, it's from the Chief of Chaplains of the Army. This copy of the scriptures should initiate and promote a warm friendship between you and your chaplain. He or she has studied the Word of God for years and uses it daily for his own strength and comfort and for the instruction of others. It goes on. It's signed by the Chief of Chaplains. I can't read his signature. Know your chaplain. Know who's got your six. I carry this with me, not all the time because I don't want to ever lose FDR's signature, but it's a good book. And so it's a privilege to serve. I wear the cross to represent the holy, to be a minister to those men and women who stand in the gap for us. I know I went way over my time. I'll probably be never invited back again. No, wait a minute. We started this gig. We'll be doing this for a while, but hey, bless you. Happy Veterans Day to every one of us. And be sure to go to Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or whatever after lunch today. Blessings.
All right, Colonel Givens. I'm glad we got the the Hollywood people out here recording this, because that was a monumental speech. Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to bring up Chief Warrant Officer 3, retired, United States Marine Corps, Dr. Marlon Ware.
Right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Now let's try that one more time. Come on. You got good food coming here. Good morning, everyone. All right. Let me try the Marines. Marines, hoorah! Hoorah! One more time, hoorah! Hoorah! Where my Army at? Hooah! Hooah! Come on, Army, hooah! Hooah! Okay, and the Air Force and the Navy, you guys are. No, I'm just kidding. My brothers and my sisters, we're so happy to see you all. God bless you all. Let me get started. I only got 5 minutes. I'm not a colonel. I can't, Colonel Givens, that was a beautiful speech, by the way, sir. Thank you. First of all, giving thanks to Almighty God before everything, because he's the author of everything. Wouldn't be a Veterans Day, it wouldn't be us. So glory to God, first of all. To my family, veterans past and present, to Azusa Pacific University, Everett, thank you so much. Everyone who's put the contributors to the ceremony, I'm so very honored to be here. I see my folks from School of Business sitting back there. I just want to say hi, guys. Thank you. Although I would never hear, hi, Chelsea. Okay, Veterans Day. Very special day. We take it very seriously, and it's just an honor. But I want to just take the word veteran out of Veterans Day for a moment here. Just what is a veteran, first of all? 38, United States Code, Section 101, subsection 2. A veteran is defined as a person who served in the active military, naval, or air service, and who discharged or released under conditions other than dishonorable. That's what the official definition of a veteran is. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper than that. Kind of like what Colonel Givens gave you when he's reading the poem of those words. Kind of go in there a little. Let's go a little deeper. Veterans have sworn to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. There's a lot in there. Okay, let's unpack it. There's consequences for being a veteran. There's consequences. Men and women who will engage in violent acts to defend our great country. Okay, and this is all volunteer service. We volunteer to go there. Okay, deployed all over the globe, leaving their families and friends behind. Some have missed precious moments like giving birth to their children or children, child or children, it could be plural. Some of you, I can't really see your faces that well, but I know you know what I'm talking about. You've been there. It's called sacrifice. Missing funerals from loved ones due to deployments. You're on a boat or you're in a different country. You know your mother or your father, they passed, but you can't be there because you're under orders. You have to be in another country. Veterans traveling to foreign lands to track down enemies who would defend and kill Americans 9/11. First of all, we know there's no place that we can't reach, right? We have a deep reach. Protecting our borders so we can go to Disneyland and not take your mother-in-law. And not worry about foreign aggressors who would rather see Disneyland burn because you're there. Standing guard at the ready to go into harm's way when given orders by superiors. Let me reiterate, this is a voluntary organization. These are voluntary organizations. Veterans stand at the gates protecting our freedoms. We enjoy that all of Americans and our allies enjoy. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of American veterans, from Vietnam, all the wars that we've had in the past, OEF return home broken, injured, can't find jobs, homeless, and have lost their lives for this thing we so relish called freedom. So, there is hope. We have people like you, people like us, the VA, that are doing a phenomenal job at helping veterans get back on their feet. So I want to say thank you to you and the people who aren't here. So thank you. We need to keep up our efforts. It's a funny thing, about freedom. So many people risk their lives just to come here to experience freedom. You're Americans. Everybody wants to be here. We have to, borders and people sneaking in, and they want to be here. They want to be They want to enjoy what you enjoy. So this is our country. And the pride of wearing those uniforms, you know, Marines, you guys look sharp, by the way. I just wanted to say that. Love it. You ever seen those dress blues? Come on, y'all. Dress blues. They're expensive, by the way. But, yeah, dress blues. You guys should have worn dress blues. Okay. Okay. The pride of wearing that uniform, it's an honor. We knew what we were getting into. Some of us found out once we crossed the line. However, we proudly stand with every citizen and thank Almighty God for the lives of each and every one of you and us. So we appreciate everything that you've done this day set aside for veterans. Just a real quick story, and I'll be out of here. I served in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Yes, I'm a little older. I was a teenager when I was out there. I didn't know where I was going to go right away, but yes, I deployed. And an OIF, Operation Iraqi Freedom, in Fallujah, Iraq. During one of those battles in Phantom Fury, I'm pretty sure some of you maybe remember that battle if you've been there. The strength of our resolve, brothers and sisters coming together as veterans. You know that was your family at that point. Your family's thousands of miles away. These are my brothers and sisters here. Okay, I can't win this without them. They can't win without me. We are one. Okay? Hearing the crackle of the incoming rocket fire, the pop of the mortars coming over the wall in Fallujah. Some of you have been there. You remember that sound. You didn't know. You just froze. Is this my time to go? Because once you hear the crack of a rocket, it's too late already. It's going to strike. It's going to hit. There's going to be a loud explosion. And by God's hand, either you're there or you're not. So it made you appreciate, when it was quiet in Fallujah or Ramadi or TQ, Al-Taqaddum, wherever you were in that country. Veterans perform when it's time. Okay, your training and dedication to duty compel you to do your work. So the pride you feel when you're in this Veterans Day and being honored for the sacrifices rendered is tremendous. So that's why I'm so happy to be up here. I'm just like, wow. So I'm really happy. So we salute you, all my fellow brothers and sisters, veterans, and everybody, supporting families, and all the such. We salute you. As we say in the Marine Corps, our motto is Semper Fidelis, which means what, Marines? Always faithful. Always faithful. Thank you very much.
Our next guest coming up, Master Sergeant Souza. But before I get him up here, I just want to acknowledge the fact that we have a Military and Veteran Education Benefits Office. Vanessa Weber. She does a really good job. Oh, there she is. Yeah, she does a really good job. And I just want to commend her for that. And also, I got here a little early today, and First Sergeant Anthony Ball is here. And he comes early to every event, and I don't even ask him to. So thank you very much.
Good morning. What a great day at Azusa Pacific University. Mr. Brooks, I want to thank you for inviting us and for putting this event on. So thank you. Distinguished guests mentioned by Mr. Brooks, my name is Master Sergeant Nesouza. I am honored to be here today as one of your speakers. Before I begin this morning, I would like to ask a favor. Could you please stand if you're a veteran in the audience? So if you're a veteran, I'd like for you to stand at this moment, please. How about a big round of applause? Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead. One more favor, maybe you know somebody that's a veteran, a family member, a neighbor, a church member, maybe a coworker. So if you know a member that's a veteran that's not present today, could you do me a favor, just raise your hand? Can I see your hand? I want you to take a look around the room. Look at all the hands that are up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Please put your hands down. All right. I always start with a joke, so I do have a joke for you. I'm not a very good joke teller, but I like to share a joke with you. So as I stand on this stage, I'm hit by all kinds of lights. And my joke is, how many veterans does it take to change a light bulb? Does anybody know? The answer is 3. You need 3 veterans to change the light bulb. 1 to actually change the light bulb, and 2 to tell military stories. Because military members love to tell their story, and if you listen to them, their stories could be fascinating. I also want, before I begin, I want to thank Azusa board members that are sitting at my table. I worked in Azusa Unified School District 2016, 2018 at Gladstone High School, so thank you for attending. I appreciate it, ma'am. Ms. Pena. Okay, once again, I'm from Los Angeles, California. I was born in 1967. During my senior year in high school, I enlisted in the United States Army. And I remember my mother, who I'm lucky to have today. She's present with me today. I remember my mother asking me, son, what do you plan on doing after high school? And I looked at her, I said, Mom, I have no idea. I guess I'm gonna go to college. She is the one that recommended military service to me, and I'm thankful for that. So Mom, thank you very much. All right. I told myself that, after being a student for 12 years in high school, there's got to be more than life than just sitting behind a desk in a classroom listening to teachers and professors lecture me. So I decided to join the Army because I want to be independent, I want to be on my own, and I'm glad I did. If I could go back in time, back to 1985, I would do the same thing that I did. Hua? Hua. All righty. I have deployed to 3 combat tours. I was assigned to the 82nd Airborne Division for 17 years. On December 20th, 1989, I conducted a combat night jump with my battalion, 2nd of 504, into Panama for Operation Just Cause. In 1990, August, I deployed with my division, 82nd, to Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Finally, on Valentine's Day, which was February 14, 2003, I deployed with my battalion, 82nd Airborne Division, back to Iraq, Operation Iraqi Freedom. My total time in the Army active duty service was 20 years, 3 months, and 15 days. That's what my 214 says. Okay? Veterans Day is a public holiday held on the anniversary of the end of World War I to honor all U.S. veterans and victims of all wars. As previously mentioned this morning, the term veteran means a person who served in active military, Navy, Naval, or the Air Service and was discharged or released under conditions other than dishonorable. So you had to do your time, you had to serve honorably, okay? To me, being a veteran means feeling the absolute pride, joy, exhilaration, emotional gratification of serving our great country. The selfless service that veterans have displayed is truly remarkable. Now, the effects of military service can be profound and lasting for some veterans. Many veterans have found it difficult to adjust back to normal life. From unemployment, homelessness, suicide tendencies, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, alcohol, drug abuse, incarceration, to other mental illness disorders. Personally, I believe that we have enough supportive resources in place to help veterans overcome these obstacles in life. But I believe a critical element is our ability as individuals, all of us, to reach out to veterans in need, to offer them the care and the support that they need. Some veterans need that encouragement and they need that assistance to seek the care they need. On a positive note, I found out this week that my school district, Hacienda La Puente Unified School District, was released by Forbes magazine as number 153 out of the top 200 American companies for the category of best employers for veterans in America. So I think that's a step in the right direction. Okay, so real quickly, as an Army JROTC instructor for the past 16 years, so I retired from the Army and I took a job that I worked harder than I did when I was in the Army. That's what I did. I have focused on instilling the following principles into my students, which are seated right there in the back, some of them my leadership. First, to act with integrity, personal accountability as they lead others to succeed in a diverse and global workforce. To engage in civic and social concerns in the community, government, and society. To graduate from high school and prepare to succeed in post-secondary options and career pathways. to make decisions that promote positive social, emotional, and physical health, to value the role of the military and other service organizations. So the do now activities that the JROTC cadets perform in the classroom for our theory days, which are Mondays and Tuesdays, are the Pledge of Allegiance and reciting the Cadet Creed. A creed is defined as a set of beliefs or aims which guides someone's actions. In the Army, we have many creeds. We have a soldier creed. We have an NCO creed. We have an airborne creed. We have a ranger creed. We have many creeds. So the cadets also have their creed. I would like to share the second through sixth stanza of the Cadet Creed with you and kind of give you my personal opinion on what the students are saying and hopefully they're thinking. It is my goal that as they're forced to make difficult decisions later on in life, they're going to remember the Cadet Creed so they can live their life honorably. Number 2, I will always conduct myself to bring credit to my family, country, school, and the Corps cadets. So for me, that talks about your name. Your name is a gift. It is the first thing given to you in life, and it's how people remember you when you leave. Number 3, I am loyal and patriotic. I am the future of the United States of America. So performing duties as a citizen, and a few examples are voting and actually serving jury duty when you get summons. Number 4, I do not lie, cheat, or steal, and will always be accountable for my actions and deeds. Taking ownership of your actions, not placing the blame on somebody else. Number 5, I will always practice good citizenship and patriotism, being respectful to other people and being loyal to our country. And number 6, I will work hard to improve my mind and strengthen my body, to value the role of education and the importance of physical fitness and proper nutrition. In conclusion, Veterans Day is a day set aside to thank and to honor all who have served, living or deceased, but particularly the living veterans among us. The United States military has a unique ability to define brotherhood, sisterhood, not in words, but in actions. Every day, those men and women are challenged and are sometimes put into a situation where the comradeship builds on itself. A passage from John 15:13, Chaplain. No one has greater love than this, but to lay down his life for his friends. With all the difficulties that our nation is going through right now, this morning, from vaccine mandates, affordability of healthcare, affordability of a college education, climate change, voting issues, immigration concerns, homelessness, to job opportunities for all Americans. It is difficult to see, and at times it could be frustrating for our country. I will continue to believe that we can and we will find a way as a country to prosper. For me, a quote from Duke Ellington, who was an American composer and a leader of a jazz orchestra band from 1923 to 1974, sums it up best. And his quote, "A problem is a chance for you to do your best." The 7 Army value ships of loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage will always be a part of my life, along with the love that I have for our great country. I am proud to be a veteran, and I will hold all veterans in my heart. Thank you.
Master Sergeant Souza, it's not hard to see how you motivate the JROTC troops on a daily basis. They also do this dance number, kind of like Bruno Mars. So he's really got them together, and they respond to his voice. The inflection of his voice is really a neat thing to see. Our last guest speaker before lunch is Captain Rodriguez from the Recruiting Command, and I met her before when she first got on board, and she sat down and had lunch with me, and it was just a great opportunity, so I'm very happy to have her come here and speak. Thank you, Captain.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. It's a blessing and honor to have the opportunity to be here today with you to celebrate Veterans Day. The significance behind Veterans Day for me is acknowledging every and each soldier who has worn the uniform of the United States Army, Air Force, Space Force, Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard in service to our great nation. It's about taking a pause for one day out of 365 days in the year to appreciate every single service member's many sacrifices and many responsibilities they provide to us on a daily basis in order for them to defend our country and our freedom. It's about being thankful for all the soldiers who do everything in honoring and showing us the respect to our country. For us, as service members, we would like to thank each and every single one of you for your brave and strong-hearted dedication across duty in all military specialty occupations. 11 years ago, I would have never imagined the Army would be my professional career path. During high school, I participated in the Army JROTC program because my best friend forced me to join. She stated it was the coolest thing ever. So, best friends do things together, so I went ahead and joined the team. But little did I know that it resulted to be the seed to my military career. Upon graduating in 2010, I didn't really have a plan of what to do next, as growing up in a family where both my parents, right after elementary and high school, started the workforce. Luckily for me, I had seen a college advertisement for a scholarship for Army ROTC. That is where I knew that the Army would be the right choice for me. I contacted the Army ROTC official, and that was a blessing for me because he helped me earn a full-time scholarship for my accounting degree, and as well as my commission to second lieutenant in the United States Army in 2014 in the Finance Corps. In 2015, upon arriving to my first unit in Fort Bliss, Texas, I was placed as executive officer in the finance detachment and had 9 months to prepare for deployment. During the process, I had great NCOs who helped me learn the finance systems and showed me how to lead the right way to be successful. During our deployment in Kuwait and Jordan, I was assigned as a dispersing agent and was accountable for an authority of $1.5 million. I was taking over E6 and I thought, wait, brand new LT, me? Are you sure? And yes, it was me. I took over that position with my cashiers, and we did phenomenal during that deployment as leading the #1 dispersing team in theater with 0 losses of funds. We funded many pay agents and supported various missions. After returning from deployment in 2018, I received orders to do a 1-year tour in South Korea. I was the officer in charge of the finance office in Daegu, and I was also the deputy dispersing officer with a higher cash holding authority of $5 million. I had an amazing time serving with the Katusa soldiers as well as the local nationals while learning and participating in their cultural activities. Currently now, as of 2020, I am serving as the company commander of the San Gabriel Valley Recruiting Company, consisting of 6 stations, 50 non-commissioned officers, 1 officer, 1 civilian contractor, and hundreds of future soldiers. It is a great honor to serve in this position because it allows for me now to provide those education on military benefits and programs to others in the community to increase awareness of all the phenomenal opportunities that there is out there. The military has provided me countless of professional opportunities. It has provided me a civilian and military education, a finance career path, the knowledge of leadership, values, respect, and discipline, the opportunity to travel the world around and to meet great battle buddies that will be by my side for the rest of my life. Today, I want to take the time to thank all the veterans, to all my battle buddies who have served and continue to serve. I would also like to thank my wife and son who are here today for all the support that you have done through me through my military career. I continue to serve for both of you, for our country, and because I love to lead and take care of soldiers. It is my honor and privilege today to continue to serve with the United States Army, past, present, because there's no greater calling, no greater satisfaction than to serve with the best. Happy Veterans Day to everyone. Hoa.
I'd like First Lieutenant Austin Lennox to come up and tell us a little history about our POW MIA table. And thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, today we're here to celebrate Veterans Day. And it doesn't matter what the threads you wore coming into this banquet hall represent, because we all support each other. And as you entered, to my right, you should have noticed that stands before us a single empty chair and table draped in black. This signifies the fallen, the prisoner of wars, and the missing in action, who cannot be here with us today. The single lighted candle reminds us of the flame of our country, eternal life, and that the memory of our fallen, our MIA and POW, will be with us always. The Purple Heart Medal is displayed to reflect the shedding of blood and the ebb of life in battle. The identification tags blank, yet they could bear the name of any of us in this room. The dinner set is inverted. They break bread with us in spirit only. At this time, I'd like to take a moment of silence to remember our fallen, POW, and MIA. Thank you.
Right now, I'd like to call up Jaden Tarver from the Office of Susan Rubio to award certificates to our guest speakers. Okay, so guest speakers, be prepared to come up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jada Tarvin. I'm actually an APU student here. Thank you. And I am the social work intern for the Office of Senator Susan Rubio. On her behalf, I get the honor to present these certificates to our speakers today. Thank you for your service. The senator herself, she's a part of a military family, and she's extremely grateful for your service and your sacrifice. And so, on behalf of her office, I would love to present you with these certificates. I don't know the best way to do it, but
Yeah, just call a name.
okay. Whatever.
Could you come up, please?
Oh,
Please
okay.
come to the stage, all of our guest speakers.
Yes, I have 4 for all of you guys. Okay, so this one for you, Mr. Gibbons.
Yeah, thank you much.
Yeah, thank you so
Gotta
much
read-
for your
read his
service.
name.
I don't want to say it wrong.
Don't worry. It's all right.
Richard R. Gibbons. And then I have one for Dr. Marlon Ware. Did I say that right?
Can we give a round of applause for her shoes? I love those shoes.
Thank you. And then, how do I say your name? Massar Souza. Apologies. Thank you so much for your service. And then one for Karina J. Rodriguez. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. That was the Office of Senator Susan Rubio that presented those for you, and she called and asked if they could be represented. I said, of course they can. And of course, your representative is more than welcome to come and do that. So our next event we're going to have is the coining of veterans. Colonel Givens he knows this like the back of his hand, so he usually does a rendition of the challenge coin, what it means, and then he'll do what he needs to do for that and acknowledge whoever gets to receive them. And First Sergeant Anthony Ball will assist with that upon direction from Colonel Givens.
You're so kind. Thanks, Everett. So I'm holding an APU coin in my hand. This is the second rendition. The first rendition we put away because of DOD guidelines, right, Dr. Petrides? The current coin is a way for us to say thank you to our veterans. The short version, because we're almost out of time, the short version of the military coin is really to say thank you for a job well done, wherever that is, and being coined by your superior for XYZ, you fill it in. The history behind it is that different squads over the years used to have a patch on their uniforms, older uniforms, or a larger coin that they would have on their body. If they went down and they were wounded and you went by, you saw he or she's with us. And so you grabbed them. If they weren't with them, they kept going. I'm not sure why that's part of the tradition. But today, we want to take the opportunity to thank our veterans that are in the house. If this is your second, third, fourth time and you've already got a coin, would you please pass on taking another APU coin? It's a one and done type of deal. The challenge part of it is this: regardless of the branch of service, if I'm sitting, for example, with Chaplain Moe at Applebee's and he slaps his coin on the table, I better have my coin with me or I'm buying his lunch. Vice versa, if I put my coin out and he doesn't have his. And it's just a good, friendly camaraderie, but I do carry a coin always right here in my pocket. So just in case you need to buy me lunch. So every branch of service has their own twist to the story. Don't ever drop a coin or you out by the house around. Beverages, lunch, whatever, whoever. But so when we present coins, I always say, don't drop it. Don't drop it. So of course, when I was deployed in 2009, the command chaplain was coining us, and it slipped out of his hand. Just so you know, it slipped out of his hand. But he said it's at deployment, so it doesn't count. So I guess, yeah, because otherwise it would have been at the chow hall, and that food's terrible. So here we go. So all that to say, if you are a veteran, would you please stand to receive your coin? If you've already received a coin, just thanks, veterans, to stay in your seat. But some of you are here for the first time. Captain, I know, Colonel, I believe the first time you've been with us to receive our coin. Gunny? Am I doing the right thing there, Anthony? Gunny? Gunny Sergeant? First Sergeant. First Sergeant. Anthony Ball is going to present those coins as he works his way around the room. So please stand and let's make sure we get those in your hands. ROTC cadets, if this is your first time stepping into this space as well and you have not received the APU coin, is that correct, sir? Yes, sir. This would be the opportunity. Am I helping now? Okay, we're going to work the room, and after you get your coin, sit down.
While they're doing that, just a little FYI, we have in our presence a real outstanding and dedicated soldier to the cause, but a Marine by nature. Colonel Keith Bushy has donated items to the university, and he's in the process of building a museum. It's quite extensive for military, and he also has an extensive bevy of detective badges that you wouldn't believe. I felt like I was in a police station when I went and saw that, and I think he's just an outstanding Marine, and he's been with us for a couple years now, and he has a command voice. He always speaks to each and every sailor, Marine, soldier, airman, and Coast Guardian with the amount of respect that makes you not only be proud to be of service, but just proud to know him as a man. So, Colonel Bushy, can you stand up for us, please?
Well, people, it sure is nice seeing you. Thank you very much for having me today, for having me here for Chow. I would like to say three things, especially to the young folks, but everybody in this room can benefit from it. First of all, in terms of guidance for your life, recognize that the perfect boss does not always exist. All of you will have people you work for from time to time that you'll like a lot, and sometimes you won't like them very well. Be as respectful as you can, be responsive, but always recognize that one of the key marks of somebody is the ability to work for other people across a wide spectrum. Number two, always do your best. Even if it's in a job that you don't like, and especially if it's in a job that you don't like. Let's say you've been put in a lousy position and you really feel that you've been dealt a bad hand, you just do the very best job that you possibly can. Success is the very best revenge, and recognize that. And thirdly, I've got some bad news for you. Everyone in this room, so young people, go to the bank with this, you're going to have some hard times. You're going to slip and fall. You're going to have some problems. But this world belongs to the people who pull themselves up, stand up, and continue to march. Please remember that. Now for the special recognition. I didn't really plan this. You know, Marine officers have the ability, depending on the assignment, to provide spot awards. You go on an exercise and you have a few medals in your pocket that you can give out to people that do a especially good job. In a combat zone, sometimes you have some medals that recognize people that have been wounded. Well, I have a medal here. Mr. Brooks, would you come over here, please? Yes, sir. Myself and the warrant officer here would like to present you with a unique award. It's the CPA. It's the Cool Person Award. And this is in recognition of the outstanding job that you've done in placing the veterans of the Sangerville Valley on the radar screen for APU. Warrant Officer, would you please put the CPA around the neck of Mr. Brooks?
Hi, sir.
Please join with me in thanking Mr. Brooks for all that he does for this school. Thank you, Mr. Brooks.
As always, Colonel Bushy always has something up his sleeve. Even if he wears short sleeve shirts, he's got something up underneath. I tell you, he's quite a man. In the essence of time, we're going to have the benediction by Major Mo and a few closing remarks by me, and I think we're going to be out of here on to our day. Thank you for these 2 hours that you've given us today as veterans. We really appreciate it, and I'm just so proud of everyone who came and everyone who thought about coming. Your spirit is here with us as well. So,
all right. Allow me to bless you. Let's go to prayer. Father, we thank you for the time to fellowship today. And God, especially today, we stand to remember the most honorable among us, the men and women who continually lay down their own lives for the lives of others. God, we ask that you give them an extra measure of grace today, that they would remember that they are loved, they are appreciated, and God, we honor them. Lord, would we walk in their path of duty? Would we remember the cost of freedom? And Lord, would we hold in our hearts that cause of freedom as we honor them today? I pray these things in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
okay, now we're going to have a few closing remarks. And once again, School of Business and Management, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Your students did a wonderful job helping us out with the centerpieces and the balloons. Media Services, thank you for the seamless work you did with the slides. And what do you think about our students in that APU wind ensemble? Yes, we want to have them do as many events as we can, and I'd really like to say they add so much to each event. I mean, I just felt my heart was just racing listening to them. I closed my eyes, I thought I was listening to, a professional organization, and they really sounded good. So thank you, Dr. John Burdett. Thank you for the Champion Family Foundation for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the Rotary Club, Azusa and Glendora, and our new councilman, Dennis Beckwith, for always looking out for us. Thank you to the Marines, the Navy, Army, JROTC, or ROTC program, and of course the Coast Guard and the Air Force as well. I really appreciate she coming. She's getting ready to be of child pretty soon, but she came and supported us anyway, and we appreciate that. And last but not least, I have to give a great debt of gratitude to the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for providing a platform for this opportunity to happen, and we're going to continue to do that. And for all of us here at APU, the Vice President for Enrollment Management for, getting the ball rolling on this, and she really did punt us the grant opportunity, and we can't forget that. That was awesome. So I'd just like to say thank you again. The next time we have an event like this is going to be the graduation, and I encourage you, it's going to be in April, late April. I encourage you to come to that. That way we can continue to show ourselves worthy, not only in the eyes of the students, staff, faculty, but also in the eyes of the Lord, that we are putting forth the effort to show our young people that we're going to be there for them, and we're going to continue to be there for them. There'll always be a place in our hearts, and you're in it. So just continue to do the work, and we can celebrate together. So today, Veterans Day, thank you very much for coming here. Chaplain Morales, Mo, you always add something to the event. You're an asset, and I hope you don't turn down any opportunities to come pray with us, and particularly potentially some other roles as well, if you'd like. I really like that. Colonel Givens, what a character. I don't know when you're going to retire, but they're going to miss you, I tell you that. That's for sure. Well, our Office of Military and Veteran Education Benefits, can't say enough. They're the ones they're the glue that keep the students here and keep them, fully funded and paid. And, it seems like you see them only when you need them, but they're there. And that's a sign of just a professional organization. And then once again, we got First Sergeant Anthony Ball, who's out there doing things that are on the surface and then behind the scenes, representing APU, Office of Military and Veteran Outreach. And it's just a wonderful thing to have someone with that depth of knowledge on the team, and that's really a good thing. So at this time, I'd just like to say thank you for coming. It's Veterans Day. Go out and do something special for dinner. You get a free dinner, I'm assuming. So I'd like to bring up the ROTC brass to render an oath to some cadets, which is really good. It's a culminating piece. So thank you, Captain Wheeler.
Hey, good afternoon. So this will be real quick. Back in 2012, I did my first re-enlistment for Sergeant Tom Temfaw. I've done a whole bunch of these oath enlistments. One of the most special and memorable ones was my daughter when she enlisted in the Army. I was a recruiting commander, and I did hundreds of incoming recruits into the military. And these are always special occasions. And today we have two of our cadets. These are a couple of our sophomores who have completed all their requirements for contracting. So they're going to do the oath enlistment today, and then they're going to continue on for the next 2 years, and then they're going to commission as lieutenants and then do the oath of an officer at that point. So for now, we're going to do the oath of enlistment. I state your name.
I, Jalen Sussman.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
I will support and defend
I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same.
and allegiance to the same.
I'll obey the orders of the President of the United States
I'll obey the orders of the President of the United States
and the officers appointed over me
and the officers appointed over me
in accordance to regulations
in accordance to regulations
of the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
of the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Once again, I'd just like to say thanks. Thanks, Captain Wheeler, for including that into the program. I think that's a great send-off for us. Once again, have a good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you at our next event.